Hey y'all, so as y'all can see, I work at Cracker Barrel as a waitress, and we're struggling. You see all these people? We all got here at 2 o'clock, 4 o'clock. Well, I got here at 4, and I've only had 3 tables tonight. Everybody has had like 2 or 3 tables max. I say at least like 9 tables their whole shift. Like tonight, I've only had 3 tables, and I've made $13 total. So, yeah, Cracker Barrel, what are we doing? What? Something's got to give, y'all. People got families to feed.
Yes, for this now, this company is facing massive backlash on social media to a level like what we saw with Bud Light. I believe you've seen this employee. I posted this few hours ago, President Trump wherein and Libras are not happy with that. Like, why would the president comment? What Trump said on that tweet was very simple. It was an advice on what they should do. Go back to the old logo.
Donald Trump weighs in on the Crackle Barrel controversy. That's what you guys are upset about? Because they're changing the freaking logo and they're considered woke. Whatever happened to Republicans not being about cancel cultures? That's for the Democrats, and they're too good for this and that. But you guys are crying over a change in a logo at y'all restaurant. I don't go to Crackle Barrel. Never in my life did I. So I really don't care. They could change the whole building. It doesn't matter. Like, that's what y'all really upset? And the audacity of Donald Trump to sit here and say, admit your mistake. You didn't admit your mistake. That's the wrong person to take advice from. You didn't admit your mistake when you wrongfully deported someone to an El Salvador prison, separated families, the things that actually matter for the people, by the people. You didn't admit mistake when you constantly break the Constitution. That's for the people. But this is where y'all draw the line? When at y'all little petty little restaurant, they change the logo? Are you serious? Yeah, there's a bigger divide in this country than I thought, man. When they're making a problem out of a restaurant. That is so petty. People, and y'all worrying about a logo. Get the here. With that being said,
Yes, if you ask me if this guy is actually offended by what Trump said or he's having a different problem in his mind, I will say I don't know because what he's struggling to say here is different. Trump sent out an advice. I don't know if you've seen that tweet. Let me read this out so you understand what Trump said. Cracker Barrel should go back to the old logo and made a mistake based on customer response, the ultimate poll, and manage the company better than ever before. They got $1 billion worth of free publicity if they play their cards right. Very tricky to do, but a great opportunity. Have a major news conference today. Make Crackerberry a winner again. Remember, in just a short period of time, I made the United States of America the hottest country anywhere in the world. 1 year ago, it was there, and good luck.
I lied, not on purpose, but I did lie because I said we were not going to talk about Cracker Barrel anymore. And right now we're going to talk about Cracker Barrel because they are trying to backtrack and cover their basically on what they have done with the massive rebranding to all the Cracker Barrel stores over time. They have changed the front logo. They're changing the exterior. They're changing the interior. They're changing the menu. They're changing all these different things in the name of who the hell knows what. They haven't really told us why. They haven't said it's because the company was losing money and needed to make a revamp, which costs money. So I don't really see how that helps you not lose money, or because of less patronage or whatever reason. They haven't really given a concrete reason that they are making these changes. It's all been about we wanted to modernize it. We wanted to do this. We wanted to do that. What they really should say is they wanted to crap on the tradition of the company in and of itself. But instead, Cracker Barrel has released a statement after the massive backlash it has received online from the patrons of these restaurants and from the people who work at these restaurants and from other companies. I already told you guys about Steak and Shake, how they pretty much dragged Cracker Barrel's CEO, even though Steak and Shake doesn't have all the room to talk because they did also get rid of waiters and waitresses and opt in for a scan the QR code or order at a kiosk system like McDonald's has done and Taco Bell has done and numerous other locations have done. However, I want to read you guys this statement from Cracker Barrel. Let me know if it changes how you feel about what they are doing. This is what it says. If the last few days have shown us anything, it's how deeply people care about the Cracker Barrel. We're truly grateful for your heartfelt voices. No, they're not. You know they're not. They do not want to hear our bitching, but they're going to hear it anyway. The company went on to say this. The things people love most about our stores aren't going anywhere. Rocking chairs on the porch, a warm fire in the hearth? Still don't know how to say that word. Peg games on the table, which I showed you guys yesterday. If you watched yesterday's video where I did go into Cracker Barrel to see exactly if it made any changes yet. They said unique treasures in our gift shop. And this is the part that kills me. Vintage Americana with antiques pulled straight from our warehouse in Lebanon, Tennessee. At least it's here and not coming from China. So, hey, silver lining, right? Because can you imagine if they decided they were going to get American antiques replicated from China to make them cheaper than buying these antiques from stores or people or whatever else? Because I could see that being the next move. But this is what's crazy to me. This is what they say. The antiques are in reference to the items that, of course, adorn the walls of all the Cracker Barrel locations, but had been pared down, and some that had been remodeled in a new decluttered is the look they're going for. Decluttered version, and to show it a brighter, modern, brighter.
But even the apology is getting backlash. Cracker Barrel spending $700 million on a rebranding plan that they say will turn the product from old rustic to perhaps more modern streamlined. Customers say that's just a giant helping of biscuits and bologna. They don't like it. So after a week's worth of backlash, the Tennessee-based company did put out an apology statement of sorts, which said, in part, quote, "We know we won't always get everything right the first time, but we'll keep testing, learning, and listening to our guests and employees." But the mea culpa, well, it didn't go down that well. Critics called it lame, and social media lit up with comments like these, quote, "You kicked Uncle Herschel to the curb. Now you are paying the price. Own it and stop making excuses." Another wrote, "Eating Sunday supper in a place that looks like a car dealership does not say vintage Americana." But the company's new logo, let's begin there. A simple gold shield with the restaurant's name. But gone is the image of a man affectionately called Uncle Herschel, dressed in overalls, sitting by a barrel. The company also says stores will be decluttered with fewer knickknacks on the wall, with brighter paint and booths. Critics call that soulless, sterile, and woke. Erasing heritage, they say. Another part of the apology statement, though, went on to say, look, the things people love most about our stores aren't going anywhere. Rocking chairs on the porch, a warm fire in the hearth, peg games on the table, unique treasures in our gift shop, and vintage Americana. But you know what, guys? It's not just the criticism that won't go away. The stock price for Cracker Barrel has dropped 10% since this controversy began. That translates to about $143 million in value being wiped off the books. So, yes, Cracker Barrel wants to move ahead and wants this controversy to go away, but it's not happening anytime soon. Back to you.
Yes, what this guy is saying here, from my understanding, he has never involved into business. He's not even understanding what is going on. He's telling me, oh, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you change logo. It matters a lot. There are small things that you might think that are not relevant into business. Immediately you eject one, you see a business start collapsing. This is exactly what they did. Okay, if you think changing the logo was not important, why would the company do that? They thought it was a best strategy because they wanted to attract a new set of customers, especially young people. That's what they were struggling to do. At the end of the day, it backfired because people see things differently. People were going to this place based on different opinions, looking at the logo, looking at what they represent. It's one of the reasons that people will go into a place like this. If people see now, oh, you have changed, people now say, oh, the company has gone woke. That is the phrase I'm getting. So you will tell me it's irrelevant.
Cracker Barrel has officially responded to all of our complaints, and they admit that they may have gone too far. With Cracker Barrel has officially announced their new redesigned restaurants, and they are losing customers fast. So if you have ever been to a Cracker Barrel before, if you have ever been to the South, then you know how good a Cracker Barrel is and how nostalgic the inside of it looks. This is what a Cracker Barrel restaurant normally looks like. However, because of the new redesigns that they just announced, this is now what Cracker Barrels look like.
If you leave 2, you're pretty smart. If you leave 3, you're just plain dumb. And if you leave 4, you're more than just plain ignoramus.
Now that was the original.
That's the offensive version.
Now what's about
now they changed
they
it.
cleaned it up. Yeah, so you won't be as
The
offended.
new one says if you leave only 1, you're a genius. If you leave 2 and the rocking chair, but not the game. Wait, if leave 2 and rocking the chair, but not the game. Okay, you're rocking the chair, but you're not rocking the game. Leave 3 or more, no reason to be embarrassed. Try again.
They misspelled embarrassed.
Which is embarrassing. Okay, so the reason they're doing this is it's woke. They don't like the first word and what it means.
The first word?
The first word in their name, Cracker Barrel.
What does that mean?
Because there's a man, and they're saying that could represent the man, and then he's leaning on the barrel. But this is what...
Yes, I posted this video a few hours ago. What I see on social media, Libra saying, oh, conservatives like to get angry at everything. When I look at people putting out videos talking against Cracker Barrel, not only conservatives, on both sides.
The Cracker Barrel rebrand controversy is actually really, really important because it's a good example of exactly where the country is in terms of the political divide. This is another great example of conservative voices actually carrying some weight in the social sphere.
Honestly, the feedback's been overwhelmingly positive that people like what we're doing. I'll give you another soundbite. I actually happened to be in Orlando last week with all of our managers. We bring them together and every other year. And the number one question that I got asked, Michael, was, how can I get a remodel? When can I get a remodel? How do I get on the list?
Put the racism back in the logo. Y'all messing up Cracker Barrel. Nobody asked for this, man. That's one place you could leave it just like it is. I need to feel the Confederacy in there, man. Where's Robert E. Lee, man? Let's get these statues back up. The South shall rise again. I don't want this woke crap. What DEI hire made this logo? This is terrible.
So the far